Until you sacrifice your old self, you will never get the life that you want. If you're watching this video, I know that you want a better life for yourself for 2025. Maybe you want to get fitter or richer, or you want a new partner, or whatever it is. But here's the thing that most people don't tell you. In order for you to get the life that you want and the transformation that you want, you're gonna have to be willing to sacrifice some things. And the mistake that 99% of people make is that they focus too much on what they want instead of focusing on who they are. Because what if I told you that there's only one thing you need to do in order to get the life that you want? There's this amazing quote by Les Brown. Let me just write out what it is. So, to achieve something you have never achieved before, actually, you must become someone you have never been. So let's think about this, okay? What does he really mean by this? He is saying that the only thing separating you from the highest version of yourself or the life that you want is your identity. So what do we mean by identity? Identity is the subconscious belief that you have about yourself. Because let me tell you something about your higher self, okay? They are a totally different person from who you are today. They see the world differently. They have different goals and different concerns and different problems than you have right now. They have a different situation. They have different habits. They have a different way of looking at the world. Their whole mindset is completely different to what you are now, and that is why they have the things that you are chasing after. So this is where 99% of people are going wrong. Because remember how I said most people are too concerned about what they need to do instead of who they need to be? Let me explain it to you this way. So, think about a tree, okay? I'm just gonna pick a brown color. Think about a tree, okay? You have the tree trunk, right? And then you have the roots. Just pretend that I'm a good artist, okay? But you have the tree and you have the roots. And then you have the branches, right? And then what else do you have? You have the leaves. Okay, but what is the most important thing? We have the fruit. So let's say this is an apple tree, okay? You have the fruit. Now, I want you to think about the tree roots as your identity. Right? The tree itself are your actions, and the fruit is what you get out of being consistent and disciplined. So I want you to think about it this way, okay? Your roots, B. The tree is do. And then the fruit is have. So B, the roots, that is who you are. That is your identity, okay? And the tree trunk and the leaves, that is what you do because of that identity. And then have is the results that you have. So too many people are thinking about what to do because they want what they have, that they forget they need to start with who they are. Because in order for the tree to grow and for you to get the fruit, you need to allow for the roots to grow first. How are you gonna get the fruit? How are you gonna get a proper tree without getting the roots first? Okay, the whole tree is just gonna collapse, right? So people are too focused on what they have to do. Like, okay, I want to lose weight, so what do I need to do? I need to go on a diet. Before they even think about who they need to be in order to achieve their goals. That's where most people are getting wrong, okay? Because the only thing you need to really do is to focus on this and everything else will come naturally. But you might be wondering now, why does that mean that you need to let your old self die? Well, think about it this way, okay? This is your old self, and this is what you're getting every day right now. Let's say you want to lose weight, maybe. But right now, you are overeating and you don't have the body that you want. So the fruit right now that you have, the apples, that's the body that you don't want. In order to stop producing this, you need to let this tree die. You need to let your old self die. So what does that mean? Because if you want to lose weight, then let's say that fruit are oranges, okay? In order to grow oranges, you can't just chop this tree off and expect it to grow oranges. No, you have to get rid of the entire tree completely in order for you to grow new fruit, in order for you to get a new outcome. Remember what I said, to achieve something you have never achieved before, you need to become someone you have never been. So in order to get fruit that you have never got before, you have to grow a new tree. You need to plant a new seed. So if you want oranges, you can't just chop this off. You need to get rid of this entire tree, okay? And you need, that is a horrible tree, I'm sorry. You need to grow it again from the roots all the way up, and then only the oranges will come out. Okay, this is what you're really after. You want the oranges, right? But this is what you need to start with. If you don't start with the roots, okay, if you don't start with the roots, your tree is never gonna grow. Your oranges are never gonna come. So you need to start with this, and that's why I say you need to let your old self die before the new you can arrive. You need to let your old self die in order to make space for the new you. But here's another thing that you really need to understand. Every single time you make a decision, your brain asks itself 3 questions. Here are the 3 questions, okay? Question number 1 is, who am I? That's question number 1. Question number 2 is, what situation, okay, situation am I in? Question number 3 is, what would someone like me do in this situation? So let that sink in, okay? Every single time you make a decision, these are the 3 questions that you ask yourself. Let me give you an example just to make all of this make sense, okay? So imagine you are eating out of a pint of ice cream, okay? You have some Ben & Jerry's cookie dough ice cream right now. You're eating right out of the pint. You've just had half of it, and now you're faced with the decision to either put it away or to continue eating it to the point where you finish everything. So when you come across this decision, your brain is going to go through all of these questions to come up with the best outcome for you. So the first question is, who am I? If you believe that you are the kind of person who has no self-control over food, who has no power over food, who just loves food too much, and who believes that they're never going to achieve their health goals, then that is one reason why you're gonna decide to end up continue eating. Okay, the second thing it asks is, what situation am I in? So the situation you are in is, should I stop eating or should I continue eating the entire ice cream? Number 3, what would someone like me what would someone like me do in this situation? So someone who doesn't have any self-control around food and doesn't have any hope for achieving their health goals is going to continue eating the ice cream. So you see how your identity and your perception of yourself is going to influence all of your decisions. Because if you were the kind of person who believed that they had self-control, who believed that they were not powerless to food, who believed that they had the potential to achieve all of your health goals, then if you were faced in this situation, you would think you're not the kind of person to continue eating even though you're already full. You would be thinking that you are the kind of person who can just easily stop eating because you know that you're satisfied and you can put it away. That is what is going to influence your decision. So this is why it is so important that you need to let the old you die by 2025 so that you can step into this new you. But what a lot of people don't realize is that in order to let the old you die, you need to be giving a lot of things up. Okay, you need to be willing to get uncomfortable, because the reason why your old self still keeps persisting and that you can't get this new identity is because subconsciously, deep down, you don't want to give up these things that are leading you to feel more comfort. So when you decide to continue eating the ice cream, that's actually making you feel more comfortable. Okay, it's making the dopamine increase in your brain as you eat the ice cream, and it's making you procrastinate from having to achieve your health goals. It's making you put away these things and to say, oh, let's do it, let's start on Monday, or I'm gonna start eating healthy tomorrow. You're pushing it away for a later time because you want what's comfortable right now. So if you really want to change, firstly, you need to identify why you keep doing the things that you're doing right now. Why is the old you still here? Why does the old you still exist? Okay, it's because you, in one way or another, benefit out of the situation that you keep putting yourself in. Because here's what's really happening. Okay, one part of your brain really wants to achieve your health goals. It wants to lose weight, whatever, right? But the part of your brain that makes these decisions, that asks itself these questions, doesn't, because it wants to keep you comfortable. It doesn't want you to progress because making progress is scary and it's the unknown. So it doesn't want to take that risk. You have to think about this as your survival brain is always going to try to do everything in its power to keep you comfortable because it doesn't like taking risks. So if it associates you doing something that is not in alignment with your identity as a risk, it's not going to do that. But here's the good news, because you can at any point in time decide to become a new identity. At any point in time, you can decide to let the old you die. Okay, there's this quote that I really like by Alan Watts, and he says that you are under no obligation to be who you were 5 minutes ago. So if you want to step into a new person for 2025, then you can decide to do that right now. In fact, this is how I was able to consistently go to the gym every morning before work at 5:30 a.m. 4 to 5 times a week, and also meal prep without fail, meal prep every single Sunday, my lunch and my dinner, and it's healthy meals as well. This used to not be the case for me at all. If you ask anyone that knew me, they would tell you that I went to bed super late. I would go to bed 3, 4 a.m. and then I would wake up at 10 or 11 and just not get anything done throughout the day, and never went to the gym. I just ate unhealthy foods. I never meal prepped. I just kind of ate whatever was available, instant noodles, McDonald's, whatever. So until I decided to embody this new identity, that is when I was able to start taking the action that is in alignment with that. So I started to tell myself that I am the kind of person who prioritizes my health and my well-being. You know, I'm the kind of person who doesn't give excuses when I wake up in the morning. I'm the kind of person who can be disciplined very easily. And I used to be not a disciplined person at all. Like, at all. I literally would not do anything that I had to do. But once I started to change the story about myself, I started to change the beliefs that I had about myself, because again, you are under no obligation to be who you were 5 minutes ago. And I want to leave you with this Bible verse because it also confirms this in the Bible. In Romans 12:2. You know what it says? It says, don't copy the behaviors and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way that you think. Once I started to ask God to change the way that I think so that I can become a new person, I swear I started getting new ideas on how to do things. I started to get discipline that I never had before. Things just became so much easier for me. I was no longer feeling like I had to struggle against something to get what I want. So if you enjoyed this video, then leave a comment down below. What is the new identity that you want to embody for 2025? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.